Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is July 18, 2019, and today is Thursday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, starting out this morning at 10:30 South African time, monthly retail sales coming out of United Kingdom. I don't expect any major changes there. But however, all day today, okay, we're having G7 meetings. This is an important event as it's happening all day. I would expect lighter volume, both because it's the summer and because, G7 meetings are just formal. It's just a formality that people go through. So just, I wouldn't read too much into it. But looking at the markets, so looking at the Forex markets, we've got light volume, okay? This is summer trading. This is really, really, heart of the summer trading. Majors pretty much taper off. We'll take a look at the USD Canadian dollar. That's actually happening. Looking at the indices, Dow Jones sells off sharply, about 200 points relatively for this time of the year for it to sell off. We'll take a look in the stocks just a second. Looking at commodities, gold rallies as oil continues to sell off. We'll take a look at that, both of them. And lastly, looking at the stocks, and this is maybe what's preempting our sell-off in the Dow Jones, is that we're quarterly earnings season is starting, and as a result of that's in anticipation, so people taking some money off the table. But let's take a look at today's market and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're looking at the Aussie US dollar 4-hour chart. You can see that we are very resilient in the Aussie dollar as we've been, trading within this range. And this is what I anticipated yesterday, that we would really respect this resistance, previous resistance, subsequent support at 69.97-ish level right there. And sure enough, we're bouncing right above it. Now, if we do get this momentum going and close up this gap and, close up with a bar above this area, then I think we can even make a further correction in the Aussie dollar versus the US dollar. This is really a tremendous feat for the Aussie dollar because it's gotten beaten up quite hard over the past year. Now looking at the USD Canadian dollar, and this is what I'm talking about, you see that it's getting stronger, okay, really flirting with this bottom range, okay, not bouncing so much, and every time it does bounce, it sells off sharply. So I would look for this to actually slowly but surely start to make a sell-off on the downside, the dollar selling off versus the Canadian dollar, and the Canadian dollar getting stronger. So this is what I would expect here on the Canadian dollar. So I'd just keep that on my radar. Now looking at gold, this is the rally we had yesterday from 1400 to 1426. This is an intraday trader's dream, okay? Because really, when these type of things happen, it's just momentum. It's not based on any sort of catalyst in the market, or the gold is in all of a sudden in such demand. It's more of some of these momentum kind of trading, the algorithms that happen, and then boom, it just takes off. So I would expect a sell-off to follow this sharp spike, okay? And it could be happening today, it could be happening tomorrow, but I would expect the sell-off to correct itself, okay? We're still within the ranges, okay? If we look at that, this is a nice little area that's been trading between, nice little range between 1436 and 1390, and sure enough, we're at that top of that range. So you have a higher probability here of shorting than you do of buying it. So just keep in mind that this may correct itself as this continues. Now looking at oil, we got that sell-off. It's mostly due to lack of demand of oil for this time of the year relatively. Okay, we're selling at $56 a barrel, which is really great for the markets because it stabilizes the price of oil. Okay, those fears that we're going to $70, $80 a barrel are not there anymore. Okay, at least for the interim. So at $56, $55 a barrel, we're actually priced in really well for all the inflationary issues that we're going through. So with that said, we're at that bottom of that range. If we don't hold this line, we could see it further decline down to the $54 range. Now looking at that Dow Jones, this is the sell-off, the sharp sell-off, 27,300-ish level. We're sold off to 27,150-ish level, about 200 points. Okay, not a major sell-off considering how much we've rallied over the past year. However, it's something to take note of, okay? And this could really be because people are taking some money off the table to book their profits, okay? So with that said, I would expect 27,000 to be somewhat of a support level. Okay, 2705-ish level to be somewhat of a supportish level, but this has really rallied tremendously over the past year. So with that said, as we enter the earnings season, just be aware. Okay, if we looked at Microsoft, it's sold off a little bit. Okay, from $38 down to $36. Not a major sell-off, but just people taking money off the table. Okay, you hit these areas at this time of the year. people like to book their profits. Lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we're below 10,000 still, okay, but we finally rallied off of that support, that second support level on the Fibonacci, a 9,059-ish level to 9,795. So keep that in mind that we are on resistance right here. 10,000 is a major resistance level. So if we don't break it on the upside, we may see ourselves trading within this range for quite some time. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.